Beneath the ancient stones of Jerusalem, a mystery as old as time itself whispers to the modern world. The Ark of the Covenant, legendary and long hidden, may have been found. As this revelation sends shockwaves through the city, eyewitnesses claim to have seen Jesus Christ walking the streets, while an inexplicable humming fills the skies. These startling occurrences are stirring not just curiosity, but existential questions. Are these signs of an impending apocalypse? Join us as we unravel these mysteries, examining the connections and the profound implications they may hold. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any part of this extraordinary journey. Share your thoughts and feelings in the comments and let us know what other enigmas you'd like us to explore. Your engagement is invaluable to us. Thanks for watching, and here's to uncovering the secrets of history together. Jerusalem. The very name evokes images of ancient walls, bustling marketplaces, and a skyline dominated by golden domes and spires. This city, nestled in the Judean mountains, pulsates with an energy unlike any other. Carved by millennia of history, Jerusalem is a tapestry woven from threads of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. For Jews, Jerusalem is the heart of their faith, the eternal city where King David established his capital and Solomon built the first temple. The Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple's retaining wall, is the holiest site in Judaism, a place of prayer and pilgrimage. Christians revered Jerusalem as the city where Jesus Christ preached, performed miracles, and ultimately died on the cross. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, a magnificent basilica, is believed to encompass the site of Jesus' crucifixion and burial. Muslims hold Jerusalem in high esteem as well. The Dome of the Rock, a shimmering golden structure, sits on the Temple Mount, believed to be the location where Abraham prepared to sacrifice his son Ishmael. This sacred plateau is also where Muslims believe the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. Jerusalem's significance transcends its religious tapestry. It's a vibrant modern city with a thriving art scene, bustling markets overflowing with spices and crafts, and a rich culinary tradition. Walk down any street, and you'll encounter a kaleidoscope of languages, ethnicities, and cultures. Everywhere you turn, history unfolds before you, making Jerusalem a living museum. The Ark of the Covenant, a gilded wooden chest enshrined in religious lore, has captivated imaginations for millennia. Described in the Hebrew Bible as the most sacred relic of the Israelites, it housed the stone tablets upon which the Ten Commandments, the foundational laws of their covenant with God, were inscribed. According to the book of Exodus, the Ark wasn't just a repository, it was a portable sanctuary for the divine presence. Crafted from acacia wood overlaid with pure gold, it was topped by a mercy seat, a lid adorned with two golden cherubim-winged angelic beings facing each other. This elaborate design underscored the Ark's significance as a conduit between humanity and the divine. The Bible details the Ark's pivotal role in the Israelites' journey. It served as a beacon during their exodus from Egypt, miraculously parting the Red Sea to grant them passage. Once settled in Canaan, the Ark resided within the most sacred chamber of the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary, and later, within the Temple of Jerusalem, a permanent structure dedicated to God. However, the Ark's story takes a dramatic turn after the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians in 586 BCE. The biblical account remains silent on its fate. This void has fueled centuries of speculation and myth-making. Theories about the Ark's whereabouts are as numerous as they are diverse. Some believe it was destroyed alongside the temple, its sacred contents lost forever. Others posit it was spirited away by the conquering Babylonians, perhaps even becoming a trophy in a foreign temple. Intriguingly, some Jewish traditions suggest the Ark was divinely hidden before the temple's destruction, a protective measure to prevent its desecration. This belief has fueled a fervent hope for its rediscovery, potentially heralding the arrival of the Messiah. The Ark's allure extends far beyond the confines of the Bible. It has become a potent symbol in various cultures and faiths, often intertwined with fantastical elements. Ethiopian Orthodox Christians believe the Ark resides in Aksum, an ancient city in Ethiopia, safeguarded by their church. Legends abound about its capture by King Menelik Triarun, son of the Queen of Sheba. In the realm of fiction, the Ark has become a recurring motif, often portrayed as possessing immense power. Indiana Jones movies and countless adventure novels depict daring quests to recover the lost Ark, usually from the clutches of evil forces. These portrayals, while exciting, highlight the enduring fascination with the Ark's potential power and mystery. The whispers began as a tremor, a murmur snaking through the cobbled streets of Jerusalem. The Ark of the Covenant, the holiest relic of Judaism, the fabled chest said to house the Ten Commandments, whispered to be lost for millennia, was found. Found, they murmured, hidden deep within the ancient city itself, a secret chamber unearthed, a forgotten tomb yielding its most sacred treasure. The rumor, as rumors do, spread like wildfire. Across continents, through hushed conversations in synagogues and excited debates in online forums, the possibility pulsed. Believers felt a surge of hope, a tremor of the divine stirring within them. Could it be true? Could the Ark, the tangible symbol of their covenant with God, be unearthed after centuries of speculation and longing? Skeptics, ever watchful, approached with a mix of amusement and caution. History was rife with hoaxes, with artifacts misidentified, with wishful thinking masquerading as archaeological fact. In Jerusalem itself, the air crackled with anticipation. News outlets buzzed, archaeologists scrambled, and religious leaders issued cautious statements. The Temple Mount, the holiest site in Judaism, became the epicenter of the storm. Was it here, beneath the golden dome of the rock, that the Ark lay hidden? Or perhaps buried deeper, in the labyrinthine tunnels that snaked beneath the city, a forgotten chamber whispering secrets to those who dared to listen? The Israeli government, ever mindful of the delicate balance in Jerusalem, a city sacred to three major religions, moved with measured steps. Independent archaeologists, a diverse group representing various faiths and backgrounds, were called upon. The world watched with bated breath as teams, clad in dust masks and armed with trowels and high-tech scanners, descended upon the city. Days bled into weeks. Frustration mingled with hope as each unearthed fragment of pottery, each cleared section of wall, yielded no Ark. Skeptics grew louder, their voices a chorus of, "We told you so." Believers, though shaken, clung to the possibility. Perhaps the chamber was deeper. Perhaps the clues were yet to be deciphered. The weight of history, the sheer improbability of the discovery, hung heavy in the air. Yet amidst the growing skepticism, another discovery emerged. An inscription, faded but legible, carved onto a newly unearthed stone tablet. It spoke of a hidden chamber, a repository of the sacred, its location veiled in cryptic language. The inscription, authenticated by leading epigraphists, sent a jolt of renewed excitement. This wasn't a random rumor anymore. Here was a tangible piece of evidence, a historical whisper hinting at a truth waiting to be unearthed. The search intensified. Armed with the inscription's clues, archaeologists meticulously scanned the Temple Mount and its surroundings. Days turned into weeks, then months. The inscription, while offering a tantalizing glimpse, remained frustratingly vague. Was it metaphorical, a symbolic representation of a spiritual connection? Or did it point to a literal location, a hidden passage waiting to be revealed? Meanwhile, the world watched. News channels broadcasted live updates, social media buzzed with speculation, and religious leaders across faiths offered their interpretations. For some, the Ark was a potent symbol of God's presence on earth. For others, it was a historical artifact of immense significance. And for many, it was a question mark, a mystery that transcended religious boundaries, a window into the past with the potential to rewrite history. As described in the book of Exodus, after the liberation from slavery in Egypt, the Israelites embarked on a journey through the wilderness towards the Promised Land. Central to their journey was the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred chest containing the tablets of the Ten Commandments and regarded as the symbol of God's presence among them. The Ark was constructed according to precise instructions given by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. Made of acacia wood, overlaid with pure gold, it was adorned with cherubim, and served as the holiest object in the Israelite tabernacle, the portable sanctuary that accompanied them in their travels. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, the ark led the way. Carried by priests from the tribe of Levi, it was positioned at the front of the procession, symbolizing God leading his people forward. Whenever the Israelites camped, the tabernacle, including the ark, was set up in the center of the camp, signifying God's dwelling among them. The presence of the ark provided the Israelites with a tangible reminder of God's faithfulness and guidance throughout their journey. It served as a source of comfort and reassurance in the face of challenges such as scarcity of food and water, attacks from hostile nations, and internal strife. In the biblical narrative found in the book of Joshua, the Israelites, under the leadership of Joshua, were poised to enter the Promised Land after wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. As they approached the Jordan River, which marked the boundary of the land that God had promised to give them, they faced a formidable obstacle. The river was at flood stage, making it impassable. However, God instructed Joshua to have the priests carry the Ark of the Covenant ahead of the people and to step into the waters of the Jordan. Joshua relayed this command to the people, emphasizing the importance of following the Ark as it represented the presence of God among them. As the priests carrying the Ark stepped into the waters of the Jordan River, something miraculous occurred. The moment their feet touched the water, the flow of the river stopped, piling up in a heap upstream. The waters below ceased flowing, creating a dry path for the Israelites to cross on dry ground. The entire nation of Israel, along with their livestock and possessions, crossed the Jordan River on dry land following the priests who bore the ark. Once everyone had safely crossed, Joshua instructed 12 men, one from each tribe, to retrieve stones from the middle of the Jordan River where the priests had stood. These stones were used to build a memorial at their campsite to commemorate the miraculous crossing. This event not only demonstrated God's faithfulness in fulfilling his promise to bring the Israelites into the Promised Land, but also affirmed Joshua's leadership and the significance of the Ark of the Covenant as a symbol of God's presence among his people. It was a powerful display of divine intervention, showcasing God's ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles on behalf of his chosen people. Furthermore, the story of the Ark's role in the conquest of Jericho is found in the book of Joshua, chapter 6 in the Bible. After the death of Moses, Joshua, his successor, led the Israelites across the Jordan River into the Promised Land. Their first major conquest was the city of Jericho, a fortified city with high walls. The city was heavily guarded, making it seemingly impenetrable. Before the attack on Jericho, Joshua received instructions from God. The plan was unconventional, but required faith and obedience from the Israelites. They were to march around the city once a day for 6 days, with the Ark of the Covenant carried by priests at the forefront of the procession. 7 priests blew trumpets made from ram's horns as they marched, but the people were commanded to remain silent. On the 7th day, they were to march around the city 7 times, and the priests were to blow the trumpets continuously. Then, when Joshua gave the signal, the entire army was to shout loudly. This was to be the signal for God's intervention. The Israelites followed these instructions meticulously. They marched around the city as commanded, with the ark leading the way. On the 7th day, after the 7th circuit, when the priests blew the trumpets and Joshua gave the command, the people let out a great shout. Miraculously, the walls of Jericho collapsed, crumbling to the ground. The Israelites rushed into the city and conquered it. They destroyed everything in it, sparing only Rahab and her family, who had helped the Israelite spies earlier. The city was devoted to destruction as an offering to God. Based on the stories told, it was understandable that for religious believers in the holiest city on earth, it was a moment symbolizing God's presence. It also reminded them of commitment and devotion to God and urged them to have strong faith in Him, especially when they are living in a city overwhelmed with geopolitical conflict, the one being about to collapse. As if the rumors of the Ark's discovery weren't enough, the city was further shaken by a series of seemingly unrelated events. Reports began. Jesus Christ, some proclaimed, walked the streets of Jerusalem and appeared in the sky once more. The first reports were from the margins, the ragged edges of society. A beggar woman swore a gentle hand had steadied her as she stumbled. leaving a warmth that lingered long after the coins clinked in her cup. A weary soldier, haunted by the horrors of war, spoke of a man with eyes that held the vastness of the desert, calming his soul with a single touch. Skepticism ran rampant, of course. Was it wishful thinking, religious fervor, or the desert sun playing tricks on weary minds? Then came the baker, a man known for his gruff demeanor and even gruffer bread. He returned from the market changed. Tears welled in his eyes as he spoke of a man with calloused hands, the kind of hands that kneaded dough, who had helped him with a heavy load, and in the process spoke words that soothed a deep ache in his heart. The baker, a man who scoffed at superstition, couldn't explain the sudden lightness in his step, the renewed joy in his craft. The city held its breath. The rumors, once confined to hushed conversations, now roared through the bustling alleyways and echoed in the ancient courtyards. Curiosity, tinged with a sliver of hope, drew people in. A young woman, ostracized for her past, found a single perfect rose on her doorstep, a silent offering of forgiveness. A group of children, playing near the Wailing Wall, swore they saw the figure silhouetted against the setting sun, his hands outstretched in a silent blessing. The religious authorities were the last to acknowledge the whispers. For them, the line between faith and fanaticism was thin, a tightrope they navigated with practiced caution. Yet even the most hardened cleric couldn't ignore the growing fervor. The city, once jaded and weary, pulsated with a renewed energy. Kindness bloomed in unexpected corners, long-held grudges softened, replaced by a tentative peace. Was this the work of a mere man, a charismatic con man preying on the vulnerable, or was something more profound unfolding in their midst? One evening, as the city bathed in the golden glow of twilight, a commotion erupted near the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. A crowd, a kaleidoscope of faces etched with awe and disbelief, parted to reveal a man appearing in the sky, tall and lean, with hair the color of burnished wheat and eyes that held the wisdom of ages. His presence commanded attention. The murmur that rippled through the crowd was a single word: Yeshua, the Hebrew name for Jesus. He spoke softly, his voice a balm to the city's weary soul. He didn't preach fire and brimstone, nor did he promise a world free of suffering. Instead, he spoke of love, of forgiveness, of the strength that resided within each individual to overcome darkness. He spoke of hope, a flickering ember fanned into a roaring flame. His message wasn't new, but its delivery resonated with a power that transcended time and circumstance. It was a sound both haunting and majestic, carrying an otherworldly quality that stirred the depths of the soul. Many who experienced it swore it could not be of this earth, as if the very fabric of reality had momentarily shifted to accommodate its presence. This celestial symphony ruptured the calm of Jerusalem, permeating its ancient streets and sacred spaces with an energy that felt divine in nature. It was as though the heavens themselves had opened, unveiling a spectacle beyond human comprehension. The sky, once serene, now bore witness to a display of awe-inspiring magnitude, as if the celestial realms had converged with the earthly domain in a moment of sublime revelation. Imagine, if you will, standing upon the ancient stones of Jerusalem, the city bathed in the golden hue of the setting sun, only for the air to be suddenly filled with the sound of trumpets. Not just any trumpets, but those heralding something beyond our understanding, something that speaks directly to the soul of every believer, and even to those yet to believe. As abruptly as he appeared, he vanished, but the echo of his words lingered long after he was gone. Was it truly Jesus, a divine manifestation in the heart of a turbulent city? Or was it a catalyst, a figure who sparked a change within the hearts and minds of the people themselves? The answer, perhaps, wasn't as important as the change itself. Jerusalem, a city steeped in history and conflict, found itself on the precipice of something new. The air crackled with a hesitant optimism, a belief that even in the face of hardship, kindness could prevail. Skeptics remained, of course, but even they couldn't deny the intangible shift. The city, once resigned to its fate, now held the potential for something brighter, something imbued with the faint scent of miracles and the quiet murmur of hope. While some dismiss these sightings as mere hallucinations or hoaxes, others view them as evidence of a divine presence in the city. The possibility of Jesus Christ's return has long been a subject of fascination and debate among religious scholars and believers, and these recent sightings have only fueled the conversation. The simultaneous occurrences of the rumored discovery of the Ark of the Covenant, sightings of Jesus Christ, and the enigmatic humming in Jerusalem have ignited intense speculation about their interconnection and potential significance. Many individuals perceive these events as more than mere coincidences, but rather as interconnected signs pointing towards something monumental, possibly even signaling the approaching apocalypse. The Ark, according to the book of Exodus 25:10-22, housed the Ten Commandments, the very foundation of the covenant between God and the Israelites. Its presence signified God's presence and power. However, the Bible also warns of the dangers associated with mishandling the ark. In 2 Samuel 6:6-7, "And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah put out his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen stumbled. Then the anger of the Lord was aroused against Uzzah, and God struck him there for his error, and he died there by the ark of God." Uzzah, eager to steady the ark during transportation, reached out and touched it, incurring God's wrath and immediate death. This story underscores the ark's immense power and the potential dangers associated with its rediscovery. Some interpretations suggest the ark's return could herald a period of intense judgment, a time when God sorts the righteous from the wicked. This aligns with apocalyptic visions in the book of Revelation, where God's wrath is unleashed upon a world steeped in sin. Take the quotes from Revelation 6:12-17 as an example. "I watched as he opened the sixth seal. There was a great earthquake. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of goat hair. The whole moon turned blood red, and the stars in the sky fell to earth as figs dropped from a fig tree when shaken by a strong wind. The heavens receded like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was removed from its place. Then the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty, and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. They called to the mountains, and the rocks fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it?" The biblical passage from Matthew 24:30-31 describes Christ's return as a glorious and unmistakable event marked by celestial signs. According to this passage, the appearance of the sign of the Son of Man in heaven will be accompanied by mourning among the peoples of the earth as they witness his arrival on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Furthermore, the imagery of angels with a loud trumpet call, gathering the elect from all corners of the earth, underscores the magnitude and universality of this divine event. However, preceding Christ's glorious return, the same chapter of Matthew warns of a period of great tribulation characterized by persecution, apostasy, and moral decay. This period of turmoil and upheaval will test the faith and endurance of believers, leading many to falter and turn away from the truth. Proliferation of false prophets and the increase of wickedness will contribute to a widespread erosion of moral values and spiritual integrity, causing the love of many to grow cold. In light of these biblical warnings, the sightings of Jesus Christ in Jerusalem can be interpreted as a prophetic sign signaling the approach of the apocalypse. Just as Jesus foretold the tribulations that would precede his return, the reported sightings serve as a poignant reminder of the urgency of spiritual preparation and vigilance in anticipation of the fulfillment of eschatological prophecies. The constant unsettling hum adds another layer of mystery to the unfolding events in Jerusalem. While the Bible offers no direct parallels to such a phenomenon, some individuals might draw connections to the apocalyptic imagery found in the book of Revelation, specifically the 7 trumpets mentioned in Revelation 8. 11 are significant, as each trumpet blast heralds a new wave of devastation upon the earth. These trumpets are accompanied by terrifying sounds and supernatural occurrences, possibly alluding to the unexplained humming reported in Jerusalem.